the Sony PlayStation 6 Portable, or the Let's Just Copy Nintendo machine. Now, lube up your controllers and silence your smart speakers because today we're sliding deep into the PlayStation Portable 6. According to some insider leak named Kepler L2, the PlayStation 6 is like a PS5, but let's make it portable. Except it's not like a PS5 at all, because Sony has decided that the future of gaming is less powerful than the PlayStation 5, but more powerful than the Xbox Series S, which is like saying, hey, this toaster is better than a microwave, but worse than your mum's air fryer. I don't know what that means, but neither does Sony, apparently. Welcome to Sexy Tech News and Nonsense. I am your tech jester, Buzz Stringer. This Frankenstein handheld mutant won't run PS5 games as well as a PS5, which is kind of like releasing a new Ferrari and then announcing it has square wheels and only turns left. It has been allegedly confirmed that it's using an unreleased GPU, which makes sense because it's unreleased. Probably made of unicorn eyelashes and vague optimism. It's also rumored to have fewer than 40 compute units. There's 36 in the PS5, so less, under 40 isn't a great start. But as long as it's over 18, it's not a Dr. Disrespect console. I look forward to your comments. And before you start throwing your dual sensors at the screen, let me just address the obvious. The PlayStation 6? Already? Guys, the PS5 was released in 2020. It's so old, white, and slow now, it could be president. I look forward to your comments again. But instead of making it better, Sony thought, you know what we should do? Shrink it. Shrink the power, shrink the performance, shrink the expectations. Give gamers that classic feeling of disappointment, but now on the go. Of course, this isn't the first time Sony wanted to put the full load in your hands. Remember the PlayStation Vita? Their little console that could, except didn't, because it was abandoned faster than Google Stadia. RIP to both. May they rest in silicon heaven with MySpace and Zoom. But Sony swears this time will be different, and corporations don't lie. Apparently, the handheld PlayStation 6 will run at lower voltages, so we've got a machine that's underpowered, but also energy efficient. Speaking of underwhelming, Intel actually tried to bid and make the PlayStation 6 chip, but they lost to AMD because, of course they did. Intel trying to compete with AMD in the console space is like me wearing pants. It's never going to happen. Meanwhile, Microsoft's in the corner, mildly sweating because this handheld is supposed to be more powerful than the Series S, which is kind of like being taller than Danny DeVito. It's technically accurate, but not worth putting on a billboard. So Sony's making a new handheld console, but it's not as good as their current one. But it's better than a budget box that their rival made 5 years ago. It has less compute units and it might not run your favorite games properly, but it'll arrive just in time for the planet to be underwater. Honestly, I can't wait to play 30 FPS versions of games I already beat on console that I already overpaid for, but now with worse resolution and more regret. The future is here, folks, and it's battery powered, underclocked, and probably going to overheat like a Dell laptop running Crysis. Hello players, welcome to Sexy Tech, the only tech show that's been flagged by YouTube and the Vatican. I'm your tech jester, Buzz Stringer. This is the chat portion. If you want to raw dog more tech news, you can skip ahead. But I would really like it if you stay. If you're new here, congratulations on clicking on something wildly inappropriate. If you're returning, get comfortable, get your pants off, and let's disappoint our parents together. Now, before we continue, just a quick reminder that this channel is not for kids. Penis. See? It is good to see everyone back, and there's some new faces as well. Remember, hit like if you laugh, become a sub, and as always, I look forward to every one of your comments. And if you can't think of anything to comment this week's safe words are Limpstation 6. You can use those. Oh, and I have a live stream planned this Sunday on the 27th of April. I don't know how good it'll be, but I'm gonna try, goddammit. And if it's bad, we won't do it again. Although, I'm still making this show, so who knows? But I do know there's some more tech news. We all love internet weirdos, right? You're watching one right now. But most of them hang out on 4chan, but 4chan got hacked. I know, shocking. The site that runs on the tiers of banned Redditors was compromised. And apparently the entire site's source code was leaked. That's right, every line of spaghetti-stained PHP and cursed CSC got spilled. It's like somebody finally pulled off the mask of the internet's most haunted house and found absolutely nothing new. Just asbestos, unpatched code from 2016, and a forum engine held together with bad anime and hate speech. A user from a competing image board, which is a phrase that already smells like body odor and unbrushed teeth, claimed responsibility and said that they have reactivated the QA board. Yeah, they didn't just hack the site, they necromanced the forum. This is digital voodoo for incels. Now look, I don't want to say this was inevitable, but 4chan security has been dodgier than a priest in a playground. This is a site where the servers were probably last updated by fax. I trust the Tumblr Witch's anti-cursed salt circle more than I trust their firewall. But let's take a moment to appreciate the irony here. 4chan, the self-proclaimed Wild West of the web, the last digital speakeasy where rules and dreams go to die, got exposed by someone more unhinged than they are. But let's not forget this is the same site that gave birth to Anonymous. They helped fuel QAnon and once convinced the world that adding bleach to your iPhone charger port was a legitimate way to enable wireless charging. If Reddit is the front porch of the internet, then 4chan is the black mold in the crawl space. Their tagline is literally, only a fool would take anything posted here as fact, which is the same tagline that Logan Paul uses. But does anyone actually care about 4chan anymore? Well, Jared Holt, an actual researcher, called the whole thing a snoozer. You know how boring a cyber leak has to be for a guy who studies extreme tech cyber things for a living to just shrug and go, yeah, this is mid. Yeah, so it might be the end of 4chan. So farewell, 4chan. We'll miss your absolutely nothing. Oh no, there's more bad news for Nintendo fans. So let's talk about the Nintendo Switch 2, or as I like to call it, the Nintendo switched it up and then immediately switched it back. The Switch 2 was originally listed as having all of these sexy new hot features like HDR, VRR, 4K output, 120 FPS. Like, damn Nintendo, who are you trying to impress? That spec sheet was the first time that Nintendo made tech people ever go, wait, what? Am I attracted to this? But then, just because of course, they quietly edited their website and now there's no more mention of VRR. Just scrubbed away like it owed them money. That's right, variable refresh rate may not be supported in docked mode after all. Apparently VRR still works in handheld mode thanks to NVIDIA G-Sync and through a built-in DisplayPort 1.4. That's right, the handheld mode, the part that you use while taking a dump, has a better refresh rate than docked mode where you're trying to impress your date with Mario Kart and a bottle of Audi wine. With one of the actual backwards bongo banging bullshit is going on here. But the real kick in the Joy-Cons is that this isn't even consistent across regions. The UK site claims that it still has VRR, while the US and Canada sites have already backpedaled harder than a Flat Earth YouTuber at a NASA convention. And so even Nintendo's hardware team is running experiments on reality distortion fields, or the copywriting department is just copy-pasted from their dreams. VRR is a big deal. It smooths out gameplay, eliminates tearing. It's the digital equivalent of soothing eye drops for your games. Without it, that promised 4K 120 FPS might look more like, I don't know, a PowerPoint presentation hosted by a drunk Luigi. It's the end of the show. Okay, so yeah, the video before this one got a bit popular, but do you know what's not very popular? This t-shirt I'm selling. Okay, there's also some extra stories on Patreon, but now it's time for extra comments. Oh, before that, I'm doing a live stream this Sunday. Details will be around somewhere. Hopefully you'll see them. The first comments on the last videos are, Zach, this isn't fair at all. Ah, yes, that's because I was teasing. Well, Nintendo was teasing, and now they've taken away VR. Bastards. Wump726, they would use open source in PhysX as an excuse to add unskippable advertisement every 1,000 fake frames their new parts generate to compensate lost revenue or some other corporate slop wording sounding like that. Great video as always. Love the content. I was glad I was able to catch it early. That when I first read it, that did make me laugh out loud. You know, I wish I could have these comments before I made the video so I could use them in the video. Black Parade 01. There's no reason this channel shouldn't blow up, to be honest. They should have way more subs than it does. Thanks. The button's right there, but no, I do appreciate that. The last video did a bit better than some of the others, but when the numbers go up, it's both exciting and scary. It's like wow, cool. They like it, but what if it was a fluke and the next video is terrible? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sexy and be excellent to each other. I hate it when people comment lyrics from songs, but I will survive.